an ashram or an art gallery
Yeah.
is like walking bare feet in a garden,
Yeah.
lawn. There's no risk uh, for if I'm designing an art gallery or something like that. I can make a triangular room, I can make a round room, I can give a round opening and get light. I can make just a slit and
Yeah.
say, "Okay, I wanted this light on the painting or some, I can give any reason and I can do anything. If I were to do that for a residential building, uh,
Hmm.
I said that when you're designing a residential building, okay, it's like walking uh, 50 feet high up in the air on a rope.
Right. Right. Right.
You take one wrong step and you fall and you die because you cannot even make a
Yeah.
window opening smaller or bigger. There are rules for it. Okay, just imagine, people say, like say, compare any building with, residential building with a museum.
Right.
First of all, you are not going to get clients like Kirti Kedia who are going to come and say, oh, I'm coming tomorrow to see the design. Tomorrow. He gives the job today and he wants a design tomorrow. And he's not the only guy. Every client today also,
Right.
they come and say, when can we see the design? Nowadays, they are very, very lenient. They'll give you 3 days or 4 days. Just
Okay.
24 hours. So you have to uh, take care of time. You have to take care of law. Huh? Then law, open space, for carpet built-up area ratio. Okay? Huh? Then you have to take care of fire. You have to take care of so many laws, uh, and uh, you have to take care of finance.
Right.
All that comes in a residential building, but it doesn't come in a commercial so much.
Yeah. That's true. That's
So,
true.
and there was a time when I would say 100% of my practice and also in Karegar's practice, it was all residential.
Yeah.
There was nothing, no commercial buildings were being built in the city of Mumbai. Forget
Yeah.
us.
That's true. But sir, there are three or four things when you design a residential building for which you are well known. One is the occupant, the user for whom you design. The other is a developer who's actually supplying this design to the occupant. The third is the aesthetics of the building. You know, you want the building to be smarter, always ahead of its time. So there are many factors you need to balance. So, what factor is more important to you than these three? That makes you uh, take a decision on a design of a building.
See, I think, I would, with this question of yours, I would also like to add another question because when I go to a lot of colleges to give a talk or something like that, and a lot of students, a lot of other people say, "Oh, how do you design? Is the form coming first? Is the function coming first?" There is nothing like anything comes first. It is what is the purpose? First and foremost, what does he want? What kind of a site is it? Everything comes simultaneously. And once it comes and you understand the whole problem simultaneously, then you just apply constructional technique,
Right.
and that's about all. There is nothing that, this has come first and that has come second. If you start thinking like that, then your building won't be a natural building. Then you will be doing a lot of things for elevational sake. Then you'll be doing a lot of things for just to make it look good. It
Right.
does come out from your heart, or
Yeah.
it's not, come from within. So there
Yeah.
is nothing first, there is nothing second.
So
It
with
has.
your, I think that is quite well put. See, with this, anything coming first or last, there is this budget that you have to face in any project, and your construction detail is there to basically talk about the economy of the construction. So, would you like to say something? How do you economize a building construction by doing a building detail in such a way that you spend less on actually building the building and then control the budget, which could be attractive to a
Uh,
developer?
okay. Right now, we have see. I have always said, and I have always believed that my practice is, I keep on thinking, and I keep on reinventing myself every second day. Every second day, there is a new problem, and we try to solve that problem. There is a client who has come up with a new problem, and we try and solve it. Okay.
Right.
Uh, so today we are working and not working, but I would say that we have mastered the art, because today what is happening that in the city of Mumbai, uh, everywhere FSIs have gone up. So FSI, you'll be having some plots where there is three FSI, some there are four FSI. We are having plots where we are consuming 10, 15, and 18 FSI also. And at the same time, flats have gone smaller.
Right.
So how do you do economic building? And to us, uh, uh, in fact, we have coined the word zero waste architecture.
Oh, okay.
In that, uh, whatever, it's like you have to save on each and every material. Okay, like I will tell you now. I'll give you another example of a building.
Okay.
Normally, you see all our residential buildings, virtual plans are like that. Okay, and staircase is here, lifts are here. This is one flat, second flat, third flat, fourth flat. Okay, so one, two, three, four. Okay, now that's a normal plan that you must be seeing it for
Yeah.
so many years and years and years. Okay. Hmm? And in this also there are offsets, 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 offsets.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, today we don't do this kind of a plan, because what we do, we say that because these kind of plans were okay when buildings were 6 floors, 7 floors, and 10 floors, okay, like that.
Right.
Today, the shape of the building, the shape of the plan, uh, how your core is, what is your aspect ratio, all of that plays a very, very important role. And when you design that kind of a building where it is going to play a very important role, okay, and now say this building, if you were to take it to say 50 floors, then each and every block of this is becoming a separate wing.
Right.
And then it will this will become a very, very weak link, and this will act as a separate, this will act. So then what will engineer do? He
Yeah.
will start putting big, 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 big shear walls, big, big shear walls. Now all these big shear walls is a load on my area. But if I were to design a building which is completely square with a proper, framing, and the core is proper right in the center, which will take up my earthquake and everything properly, then I need just gravity columns on the periphery. I just need gravity columns on the periphery.
Right.
Uh, Maybe this may be one of my, this will be my main frame. Now, this kind of a building will be at least 15% cheaper than the previous one structurally. And in consumption of my area, okay, it will be another 10% cheaper. So uh, we say that we can give you much cheaper building and much more economic building, and uh, without uh, any more area. So
Right.
that's we call it the zero waste architecture.
I think this is so interesting, sir. I am almost tempted to ask you that if you are given a chance to change anything in the syllabus of architectural education and teaching in architecture schools, would you be ready to give your suggestions to Board of Studies in Architecture? Would you like to participate in some way, or what is it that you wish to change? Because I think the interesting way, the way which you explain the gravity columns and the structural details in a building, I clearly understand that you want application of engineering to take a major role in architecture education. The construction detail, yes. But is there anything else we would like to say when it comes to addition of new subjects in architecture syllabus?
See, I feel that the way all the professions are changing,
Right.
so is the profession
Absolutely.
of uh, architecture also. Today, I feel that our profession has changed completely from the time we were in college, or uh, any kids who are right now also in college. The profession has completely changed. There are many things that uh, an architect today is supposed to do. And if you go in an office, you will realize that every guy doesn't do each and everything. Like in my office, I only design, I only draw sketches, and I give these concepts and I give it. And I give it to my assistant, who is much better with all his computer techniques and everything. He'll draw it better, he'll do things better. So he specialized in that. So the same way, I feel first and foremost that when you are teaching students today, you should give them a scope of specialization, like how in the field of medicine there's specialization. Somebody becomes a surgeon, somebody becomes an anesthetist, somebody
Yeah.
becomes this.
Okay.
So the same way,
Okay.
it should not be that the the architect comes out into the profession for the first 1 or 2 years. He will be wasting in the office because he will say, "Oh, I want to design," and he's not good at design. He will be wasting time. Then he will buy 1, 2, 3, 4 years. Then he will realize that he's more interested into materials, he's more interested into specification, and there he's doing a much better job
Right.
than the other guy. So I feel that first and foremost, it should be that we should have, after some time, specialization. But one thing I would like to say, and which I have experienced,
Yeah.
maybe I am wrong, maybe the student who met me, a lot of times we do not give importance to construction.
Okay.
Construction is our backbone. If you do not know your construction, then what will happen? It will be like I have met so many interior decorators who, by way of just flair, become interior decorators. But they'll come and say, "Oh, can I break this wall? Can I do this? Can I do that?" And every time the engineer has to say yes, no. As an architect, you are supposed to know your engineering, and you have to tell the engineering, "No, I want it like this. I want my structural theories like this. I would like you to take like this. I would, that's the way." And then you tell the engineer, "Boss, you now just design your structural element." That should be the confidence. The same way you should be able to tell your services guy that my concept of services is this, my concept is this, I want you to design like that. Then he can come and give you something little better idea. Huh? But it should not be that you are dependent on the structural guy to tell you where to put columns and all that. No, then you are a dead man.
Yeah.
You cannot be like that. You have to be in control. So you have to know. So uh, our profession right now, I feel that we are not giving more importance, or I would say as much importance as it has to be given for construction uh, and structure, and which I feel is the most important thing.